Good morning, everyone, and thank you, as always, for joining us in the conversation about the transformation of mental health and the transformation of, what we're calling it, service provision, mental health, all of the areas in which people access care, but the transformation of that to create a system that's far more equitable for everyone. And part of what we've been doing in that process is reviewing a series of articles that really tap into the power and strength of social workers as catalysts in this process of transformation. All of this leading to, and we've been having regular conversations. We had a certificate course that transferred into a think tank. We've been meeting with a number of social workers over time. So the conversation continues to grow, and we continue to be much more involved in the execution of what it would mean and what it would look like. And so these videos are conversations for us to be able to have to begin really exploring what the roadblocks might be, what the barriers might be, and what the opportunities might really be for us as we consider all of these possibilities. So what we've been doing is using articles to launch part of these conversations, and this is the article we have been looking at most recently, Unveiling the Strengths of Social Workers. And we talked about the idea of collaboration and mentorship as really being a singular thing, and that the opportunity for us to really look at what our role is going to be as mentors and collaborators, and how we also do mentorship in the space of collaboration, because there's always an opportunity for us to be modeling for both our clients, our patients, our colleagues, anyone that we have an opportunity to have an interaction with. There's opportunities for modeling, which means there's opportunities for sort of this in vivo mentorship. Just having it be the process in the moment. So what we're going to talk about now, or what we're going to shift to, is this idea of who we are as agents of change. And so at the heart of it all, social workers are agents of change. They initiate conversations, and we are here. Conversations challenge the status quo and drive transformation at both individual and societal levels. Their strength lies in their determination to make the world a better place for everyone. So there's been always this ongoing communication about how social workers are agents of change. And so there's a challenge for me anyway around that, because where there are certainly areas of my life and my career where I felt like I was I participated in there being a change, and no matter how insignificant it might have seemed to somebody else, there's a lot of work. And I think this is one of the realities when I think back to, or one of the levels of awareness that has occurred to me, that when I look back to comments made by other people about how, oh, it wasn't, the change wasn't that big, or it's not going to last, or whatever criticisms that there might have been. I think one of the things that I have grown to be really aware of is that it is not a, whatever this is, this idea of being an agent of change requires a significant amount of patience and fortitude, because it is not something that I think you do once and then there's the change, right? Or that you have spent endless amounts of time trying to make this change, and one small shift happened, right? And that one small shift was super significant. And other people may not get the significance of that one small shift, that one yes, that one open door, that one moment in time. and how that has a reverberating impact, as you continue to go. And I think that has maintained my own willingness to keep trugging along, because the moments that I got that one yes, and that one opportunity to sit at the table, that led to either other opportunities to sit at other tables, or led to one thing happening with one client that then translated years maybe later to something that became an opportunity for another client. And so I think when we think of ourselves, when I think of myself as an agent of change, it's not a change of one. It's not one singular moment or one singular thing. It is an evolutionary process. And it's a tapestry, it's a fabric, it's it's a blanket where every stitch creates something extraordinary. And I think that's really what's important to me in this idea of being an agent of change and challenging what the status quo might be in little ways that end up becoming much bigger things in the long run. And so I think the message for me today in this idea of being an agent of change is there's no small changes. There's no small impact. There's no small transformations. There's no being a small agent of change. All of it matters and all of it counts. So I'd love to hear from you about, I'd love to hear a story actually of a moment in time for you where there was some level of impact based on being an agent of change. So what's your story? I think that would be an exciting and amazing thing for us to collect, is what your stories are as social workers. What is your story of being an agent of change? So let's hear from you, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.